You're being controlled. And the sick part is, you helped build the cage. You think you know yourself. You think your intentions are clean. You think your choices are yours. That belief is the leash around your neck. Let me hit you with something uncomfortable right now. The voice in your head. It lies to protect your ego, and you trust it more than anything else. That's why you keep losing. You walk into meetings convinced you're being fair. You stay quiet because you're not confrontational. You overgive because you're a good person, and every predator in the room sees you like fresh meat. Here's the first truth bomb. You don't understand your own motives. You justify them after the fact. Think about the last time you said yes when you wanted to say no. Why did you do it? You'll say something noble. I didn't want conflict. I didn't want to look bad. I didn't want to hurt them. That's not truth. That's self-respect bleeding out while your ego writes poetry over the corpse. Let me show you how this actually plays out in real life. You're at work. Your manager dumps extra responsibility on you. No raise, no title, no credit. Just more weight. You tell yourself this will pay off. You convince yourself you're being strategic. You believe you're building reputation. But notice something. The same work keeps landing on your desk. The same praise stays vague. The same promotion never comes. Why? Because your manager isn't listening to your words. They're studying your behavior. And your behavior says, this person absorbs pressure. This person doesn't resist. This person can be used. You didn't make a calculated sacrifice. You trained them. And here's where it gets dangerous. If I point this out to you, you won't accept it calmly. Your mind will react instantly. You'll think I don't have all the information, or you'll think I'm exaggerating, or you'll think I'm being cynical. That reaction, that's not intelligence. That's your ego defending its fantasy. Now let's get closer to the bone. Think about friendships, the ones where you're always the listener, always the supporter, always the one who shows up. You tell yourself you're loyal. You tell yourself you're mature. You tell yourself you're different from selfish people. But look at the pattern. When you stop replying instantly, the energy drops. When you stop helping, the calls disappear. When you need something, suddenly everyone's busy. And still you protect the story. They're just stressed. They didn't mean it. They're not like that. No, they are exactly like that, and you helped teach them. Here's the brutal truth. People don't treat you based on who you are. They treat you based on what you tolerate. But your mind hates that reality, so it creates a more comfortable explanation. That's the trap. Now let's talk about attraction, because this one exposes people the fastest. You meet someone you like. You feel chemistry. You feel potential. Suddenly, you're being yourself. You reply faster. You explain more. You give reassurance without being asked. You think you're expressing interest. What you're actually doing is collapsing your leverage. Then the tests start. Late replies. Subtle disrespect disguised as jokes. Pulling back to see if you chase. And you do. Not because you're weak, because you tell yourself a beautiful lie. They're just busy. They had a bad day. I don't want to overreact. You're not being understanding. You're being conditioned. And if I confront you with this, you'll swear you're self-aware. You'll say, I know exactly what I'm doing. That's the illusion. You don't. You're narrating after the move has already been made. Let me give you a sharper example. Someone compliments you in public, but it's the wrong compliment. They praise how nice you are, how helpful you are, how you're always there. Everyone smiles. You smile too. But something feels off, doesn't it? Because that wasn't respect. That was positioning. They just framed you as service, as support, as background, and your mind immediately defends it. Don't be paranoid. They meant well. You're reading too much into it. No, you're reading exactly enough. You're just afraid of what it implies. Here's the core problem. You trust your inner explanation more than observable reality. If someone keeps benefiting while you keep adjusting, that's not coincidence. If people push limits and you soften instead of correcting, that's not kindness. If respect drops the more you give, that's not bad luck. That's a system, and you're playing the wrong role inside it. Your mind will fight this. It will look for exceptions. It will hunt for reasons you're different. That's the final defense mechanism, the belief that you're the exception. You're not. You're human, predictable, readable, trainable. And once you accept that, something dangerous happens. You stop explaining yourself. You stop filling silence. You stop reacting emotionally to pressure. You start watching patterns instead of stories, behavior instead of words, outcomes instead of intentions. You let people reveal themselves, and you stop saving them from the consequences. This is where power actually begins. Not domination, not aggression, but discipline. The discipline to distrust your first explanation. The discipline to pause before responding. The discipline to let discomfort exist without rushing to fix it. Most people can't do this. They need to feel good immediately. They need to believe they're good. They need to protect their self-image. You don't. Not anymore, because now you know the game. And the only question left is this. Will you keep believing the voice that made you pray? Or will you become the one who sees through the mask and moves last? If you want part 2, subscribe. Because next we go deeper, and that version of you doesn't get used.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.